It's easy to forget it because nobody ever points it out, but the kind of mass quarantine we're now living through has never been attempted in human history. For many centuries, it's been common to quarantine the sick to try to protect the especially vulnerable. But nobody has ever tried to quarantine hundreds of millions of healthy people. So was it worth it? And more precisely, did it work? Did it keep the disease from spreading? Well, here's some evidence that might help answer that question. LA County has been in full lockdown, a very strict lockdown, for more than a month. But a new study by USC, University of Southern California, suggests that 2.8 to 5.6% of the county already has had the virus. They tested positive for the antibodies. What does this mean? Well, it suggests that more than 400,000 people in LA County have been affected. Total number of confirmed cases, 8,000. We thought 8,000 people had got it. Turns out over 400,000 had got it. In other words, despite an unprecedented and strict lockdown, the disease apparently still spread all over. But fortunately, thank God, few people died. What does that tell you about what we're doing? We should think this through. And by the way, the end of the study had a line that said, we should think through our policies based on these numbers, on the science. Meanwhile, some encouraging news today from Ohio. The state's prison system has a huge number of coronavirus cases, massive, really, but most have no symptoms. Fascinating. Dr. Mark Siegel is a medical contributor here at Fox. He's also a professor at NYU Langone Health. He joins us with more. Hey, doctor.
Hi, Tucker. As you just mentioned, in Los Angeles County, we know about 8,000 cases and 600 deaths. But a study out of the University of Southern California that's ongoing shows 4% of those tested in the county were positive for COVID-19, meaning the vast majority of people in the county who've had it, didn't know they had it, were asymptomatic. As you said, this projects out to over 300,000 people, not 8,000. So in other words, there are silent spreaders in the county. And in other words, the death rate is much, much lower than we've been talking about. If you think about all these asymptomatic cases versus the tragic 600 that passed away. Now, in Heinsberg, Germany, they've tested the town and they found that 14% of those tested, that's right, 14% already have antibodies to COVID-19. To develop herd immunity where it slows the spread dramatically, it's got to go over 50%, but we're already on the road to that. And in Ohio, at the correctional facility that you were talking about, 1,800 out of 2,500 inmates tested positive, but only 105 had symptoms. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about a virus that for most cases is dramatically mild. We're talking about a lower fatality rate than we thought. And we're talking about the tremendous need, Tucker, for antibodies to figure out who has it, who might be immune, who can re-enter society. Now, luckily, your next guest, Dr. Sims from Beaumont Hospital, which your producer Charlie and I know well. We love this hospital in Michigan. He's doing the largest study of serologies, of antibodies, to see who has it, who's got